Hey everyone, this is Peter Estes of Valley CAD. It's another Just a Thought Thursdays. So I know it's been a while since I've been able to do a video for you guys, and we are doing this as another live session. All right. So I wanted to hop on. We just got slammed with projects, which is a wonderful thing. We've been getting some really fun designs out for our clients and so forth. And I'm in between a project right now, and I was like, you know what? I was working with this earlier today when I was designing a machine, and I was going, man, I haven't shown this to anyone in a while, and not many people know about this feature. If you do, awesome, you're ahead of the curve, but if not, hopefully this video can help you out. This thing that I'm talking about is this thing called Cosmetic Threads. So many times when you're designing something, you want to show threads on a shaft and so forth, and that's great for looks, but sometimes when you're working through your model, and if you put it into a larger assembly or it starts to become a really complex part, and your computer just is not able to send out the performance of handling all these different thread faces, this is where the feature Cosmetic Thread comes in. It kind of gives a decal over the shaft saying, hey, this is threaded, and you're able to give it a call out and so forth. So it's a really useful tool within SOLIDWORKS, and I use it quite often, but I actually haven't used it in a long time. And so when I started using it earlier this week, I was going, man, I forgot about this feature, and maybe many of you have forgotten about it as well. So wanted to hop on, show this to you guys. It's going to be a shorter video. If you got any questions, feel free to pop them over on our chat there on YouTube, and I'll be trying to answer them. You'll see me looking over every once in a while because we're doing this live. All right, so let's hop on over to SOLIDWORKS and see what I'm talking about. So you'll see that I got this standard shaft here. This shaft is 20 inches long, and it's a 3/4 inch diameter. So I could be looking at this going, you know what? I want this to become an all thread, okay? And so with the all thread approach, now I'll make it so it's a white backdrop and so forth. With the all thread approach, I want to show that and call it out, but I don't want to have to worry about all these faces and doing a helix or using a thread command, because it can utilize a lot of resources on my computer, and if this shaft ends up going on a large assembly, it can really bog down that assembly. So this is where Cosmetic Thread comes in. Cosmetic Thread is actually located up here under Insert, and you come down to Annotations. From Annotations, you'll come over and you can see this thing called Cosmetic Thread. So you could also use your search commands button up here in the top right. I've shown that multiple times. I'm not going to this time though. We're going to just simply click on Cosmetic Thread. And what pops up here is SOLIDWORKS will ask you to select a circular edge. So I see this circular edge right here, and we'll simply click on that right now. Okay, and then from there, what we are going to do is specify what type of thread is on here. So you could actually come in and say that there's no special thread on there, or if you want to say this is ANSI inch. So SOLIDWORKS has the know-how going, oh, okay, you did a 3/4 inch diameter shaft here, so more likely you probably wanted 3/4 16 thread on it. Pretty awesome. Now you could tell SOLIDWORKS, no, it's a 3/4 10, or no, it's going to be 3/8 24. That's not really accurate, but you know, if you wanted to do that, you can. But I'm going to come in and say 3/4 16. And what SOLIDWORKS will do is actually give this a machine thread call out. Pretty awesome. So then from there, I could specify how deep I want this to go. I could say up to next, through all, or a certain depth. So if I say a certain blind depth, I have to specify what face am I going to be going off of. And so I could simply click on this face here. You'll see that SOLIDWORKS started actually adding this little dotted line or circle around my profile. This is actually SOLIDWORKS coming in with that Cosmetic Thread saying, hey, this is the depth of that cut when you are going to thread this out. And then I could specify, hey, how far along am I going to make this thread? So I could say, well, I want this to go in 10 inches. And we say okay to that. Now, I'll say green check mark and say okay, and you'll see that SOLIDWORKS added this Cosmetic Thread feature to my Boss Extrude 1. Now, you might be looking at this going, okay, so Peter, this looks like a shaft and those dotted lines on the end. And it's saying that that's a cosmetic thread. Yes, it is. But you can actually come in and you can make it so you can see these cosmetic threads. So where I'm going to go is come up here to annotations. And from annotations, I want to go to details. And then from details, I want to go to shaded cosmetic threads. Look what happens when I click OK on this. SOLIDWORKS will now come in. It's going to give this cosmetic look of threads going along this shaft. And so it's going to be going down 10 inches. Now I could always come in here and edit this. So I just selected that cosmetic thread in my design tree, said edit feature, and let's say, you know what, I don't want it to go 10 inches, I want it to go through all. So I just simply click on that and say OK. SOLIDWORKS will then take that cosmetic thread approach and it will just send it along the whole shaft. Pretty awesome, huh? So once again, this is the useful tool of creating a thread that's going to go along the shaft, but it's not going to make SOLIDWORKS utilize all of your computer's resources. So that cosmetic thread callout that I just did there, well, if I save this file, let's go ahead and just save it on to, I don't know, save it on the desktop here. And we'll just call it, we'll say JAT test, and we'll say 4. I know, great naming convention, right? And we'll say save to that, and we'll simply, let's make a drawing. So let's just do the Valley CAD A-size sheet. And let's come in here and say, let's import annotations on this. Okay, so from here I'm going to take my top view, drag it in, and drop it. So because of that cosmetic thread callout, SOLIDWORKS will come in and in my view palette here I said import annotations. SOLIDWORKS is actually going to import that note callout saying, hey, this is a cosmetic thread, and you'll see that it's got the dotted line here saying that, hey, this is a threaded out part and so forth, and it comes out with that note. Pretty awesome. And so I could also take it and send it off to the side, and you'll also see that little I'll call it a hidden line, even though it's not, but it's a hidden line style that's transferring around the circle of that shaft. So once again, that is cosmetic thread. Pretty simple to do. As I was saying, you come in here and you'll have a circular shape. It always has to be a circular shape. Okay, and so with that, you could come in. You could do cosmetic threads on an outside of a circular shape, or you could also do it on the inside. So if we come in here and say cut extrude, and we'll just do a simple circle, and we'll say the call out on this, let's call it out at, let's say 3/8, and then say OK to that, and we'll say, oh, let's just go in, let's say 10 inches, let's just say. From there, I could also do the exact same thing. So where's that cosmetic thread again? Well, it's up here under Insert, Annotations, Cosmetic Thread. So from there, it's going to ask me again, hey, what circular edge do you want to click on? I'll click on this one. See, this time SOLIDWORKS came in and said, oh, you did a 3/8, so you're probably going to have a 7/16 on there, I guess. And so we'll say machine thread, ANSI inch, through all, awesome. And we'll say OK to that. So now that threaded profile went in on the inside. So let's see if I go back to my drawing. SOLIDWORKS also adds in that threaded call out for me. Pretty awesome, right? Now, I know I came in with a 3/8 cutout and SOLIDWORKS said 7/16-20. It's not perfect on there, but it can call it out for you. And if you don't want that on there, you can simply delete it. And you can put in your own note if you want to. Let's see if SOLIDWORKS 18 did this or not. I'm not 100% positive. It did not. Darn. I was checking to see if whole callout would actually call out the correct thread on there. But it looks like it does not. And if we come in and select there, we'll see that SOLIDWORKS just calls out the diameter of that circle. So unfortunately, this does not call out the annotation of that hole at the true thread profile. You got to import it properly when you first create your view. Okay? All right. So once again, cosmetic thread. pretty awesome tool. Makes it so that you can see that this is threaded. No, it's not. But yeah, so if you guys got any questions on that, hopefully you've seen this tool before and you're not forgetting about it. If you have forgotten about it, hopefully this is a nice reminder saying, hey, you could do cosmetic threads. The other place where you see cosmetic threads is actually when you do Hole Wizard. SOLIDWORKS will actually import those cosmetic threads on the Hole Wizard for you. So if I came in and said, all right, on this face, Hole Wizard, and we want to do a straight tapped hole there, we'll say that this is going to be a 7/16 20 as well. And on here, I want to make it to where it's a cosmetic thread. Now, when I go to my position, you're going to see that SOLIDWORKS will put in that cosmetic thread there for me as well. SOLIDWORKS always did that, but you probably never saw these little, I call them zebra stripes, because your annotations under details was not checked. So if I uncheck it, you'll see that SOLIDWORKS just comes in with that kind of hidden line look, right? So that's SOLIDWORKS' way of saying, hey, these are threaded, but you're not calling it out properly. So that's why you got to come up to annotations, right click on it, go to details, and select shaded cosmetic thread. Then you'll see the zebra stripes show up on your part. So once again, my name is Peter Estes. I am the owner of Valley CAD. We are a mechanical engineering and product design firm. We also help out with SOLIDWORKS applications, and we do everything from designing sunglasses to designing parts for cars and helicopters. We have a lot of fun doing stuff like that. So yeah, hop on over to our website, see all the other services we provide as well. We also help out with companies on utilizing SOLIDWORKS and implementations and so forth, and absolutely love doing that. So if you're having an issue within SOLIDWORKS, I always recommend contact your VAR first. But if you need a little extra assistance, like if you need some to do a web meeting with you or come on site, that's what we're here for as well. So once again, my name is Peter Estes, owner of Valley CAD. Feel free to hop on over to our website, www.valleycad.com. Also, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Been trying to do live videos. Once again, I do apologize that it's been a couple weeks since I've been able to do this or these videos series because we've been super busy, which is awesome, right? So once again, thank you for watching. Have a great day and make sure you learn something new. See ya.